All right, welcome into the studios, everyone. West Lawrence High School softball coach, Michael Thompson. Michael, what a great game yesterday. What a great doubleheader. You did it again. You made it through the second round. I know you got to be excited.
We are. We're excited. It was two good games against pretty good competition, and our girls came out and played yesterday. I was so proud of them. It was when you get to the second round, everybody's pretty good. And,
yeah.
I was a little nervous going in, but now they came out and played. Yes, that's probably one of the best performance. I'd say maybe not the best, but probably close to the best two performances in games yesterday. They got on it early, and we scored runs, and our pitchers looked great. So it was a really good day yesterday.
Yeah. So what was your idea going in? What did you expect?
Well, I knew they had two pretty good pitchers. The scouting report I got on one was above average and one was about average. So, and I knew we'd see the better one, and I knew they were going to be solid defensively and not walk anybody.
Yeah.
You just never know what kind of team's going to show up. They might, what competition, and the information I'm getting may be coming from really good competition, or maybe coming from not so good. So you just really never know. But I felt like they'd be solid, and I told our girls the whole time that they'd be ready to play.
Yeah.
They'd be solid, and they were. And like I said, we jumped on them early, and I think a combination of several things. I think a combination of our record and what sometimes we like to refer to as that blue effect got them a little bit when they, I like to think when other teams walk down that hill and they look on the back of that dugout and they see, all those years of region championships and state playoffs, and they get a little nervous, and then, it puts a little pressure on them. So I like to think that blue effect jumped on them a little bit yesterday, and because they made a couple mistakes early, and our girls were like sharks. They capitalized and went right at it. So it was good.
Oh, what an atmosphere too, right?
Yeah, it was great. The big crowd. It was a great atmosphere. We've said this before that it's a great place to play. The hill was full yesterday. The stands were full.
Yeah.
And our girls, they performed and put on a show. It was a good time. It was good to be a Raider yesterday.
Yeah. And today especially. But hey, all right. So the first game, let's run through some highlights of that.
Yeah, the first game we started off. Like I said, we scored some early. My memory gets jogged a little bit, but we start off early with Caroline Pollock hit a big double in the first inning, and then Michaela Reddish hit a hard ball that got by the third baseman, and Caroline scored, and then Taylor Thompson drew a walk, and then Taylor Sapp singled those in, and we were up 3-0 right off the bat.
Just like that.
Yep, just like that.
Sticks come alive, and like you say, you get one on, you're going to advance them.
Yeah. But we did a good job yesterday, and they went pretty much 1, 2, 3 in the first inning, their half, and then we came back right back in the second inning and went right back to work. Mackenzie Maddox singled. Emma Reiner was, got a bunt hit down and got on, because Emma runs really well. So we had two on. Hudson did what she does all year long. She did her job and got a move to second and third.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about before, if we get kids to second and third with one out, between Caroline and Michaela Reddish and Taylor Thompson and Taylor Sapp, those girls are usually going to get them in. So Caroline hit a long fly ball. Really, I thought the ball was going to get out of the park. The girl caught it right at the fence. Had the wind not been blowing in a little bit, I think the ball would have went out. But she hit it good and got the run in. Then Reddish singled, Taylor Thompson singled, and Taylor Sapp had a big day yesterday in both games. She came up with a 2 RBI single right there in the second inning. So we were up big right off the bat in the first 2 innings. So.
Man. Yeah, that gives you that confidence going forward. I mean, everybody's up, fans are up, and like you say, if you can get the other team to make a few mistakes, you capitalize on it. You can get them to start hanging their head. Yeah,
they did. They didn't make many errors, but the ones they made were in pressure situations early, and we took advantage of it. So, getting runs early is always big. You never want to let a team hang around if you can go ahead and score on them early. We did, and we kind of cruised it out from there on out. Taylor Sapp was on yesterday. Her changeup she was spotting it up very well and keeping off balance, and I think she gave up 2 hits in the first game yesterday. So she had a good day at pitching wise.
Yeah.
So once we scored, once we got to 8 runs, I felt good about it. It was pretty much over at that point.
Yeah.
So.
Final score?
Final score was 9-0 in the first game.
Yeah. I mean, what a great game. Again, you get a little time in between. You take the opportunity, I guess, to coach up, make sure everybody's in a good place.
Yeah.
In between the games.
Yeah, I told them, I called them together right at the end of the first game, and I said, look, the first game's over. It's the best of 3 series, so you got to refocus. It's the playoffs. you can't assume that they're going to come out and be the same team in game 2 that they were in game 1. So, we talked about it for a few minutes, and I gave them a little quick 5-minute break. And I said, listen, we'll take 5 minutes and y'all come back and get your minds back right. So, and they did, and got ready for the second game.
Yeah, we'll take a short break and we'll come back and tell you all about that second game. You stay with us.
Buying a new Nissan is easy when you turn to Dublin Nissan.
We make it fast, friendly, and fun.
Save over $5,000 off MSRP on this Dublin Nissan Rogue SV.
Call, click, or come see us.
Dublin Nissan, the only dealer you'll ever need.
Well, Coach, the first pitch on the second game, and you took off with it as well, y'all.
Yeah. So we were the visitors in the second game. So we came out hitting and kind of the same thing in game 2. Caroline Pollock, they got 2 quick outs, and Caroline Pollock came up and drew a walk, stole a base, and then moved over to third. And then Michaela Register singled her in, and we up 1-0 right off the bat in game 2. So got us off to a good start, and Alyssa Jones did exactly what Taylor Sapp did in game 1. She controlled them. She shut their bats down. They didn't do a whole lot against her. I think she ended up with 8 strikeouts. She gave up 1 hit. And I don't know that she walked anybody. So, we scored the 1 in the first and then came back in the second. And, Taylor Sapp, like I said, had a big day yesterday. She came up and singled, and we got a walk by Stephanie Perry, which was a great at-bat. I was trying to actually bunt Taylor over because Taylor don't run the greatest. So we were trying to bunt her over to second with Stephanie, and Stephanie missed a bunt and got down 0-2. So I walked up to her and I said, look, you need to battle right here and stay alive long enough to try to get Taylor to second, but most importantly, put together a good at-bat, foul off some pitches, and your job is to get her to second, hit a ground ball somewhere, and she did. She fouled off a bunch of pitches, and finally drew a walk out of it and got them both moved over. So, and then Mackenzie Maddox came up with a big hit right there. She hit a triple that scored both runs, put us up 3-0 there in the second inning. So that was a big run, big 2 runs there, and I think they were excited. They were Troop was back in the game a little bit. They felt like they had a shot in game 2, but when Mackenzie hit the triple, it kind of took the wind out of ourselves a little bit. The look on their face changed after we did. Their fans kind of got out of the game a little bit when we did that. So that was big to get those 3 runs in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, you get the head hanging again that second game.
Yeah.
You're in. So let's talk about, you finished it off. You get a lot of subs in? You get some?
Not a lot. When we get to the second round of the playoffs, the girl, by this point in the season, most of the girls that are going to play, we've established who's going to play at this point.
Yeah.
I learned a lesson several years ago. In Columbus, we was watching a team play, and they were up big. They were up 6 or 7 runs, and they started subbing. They subbed almost all their girls. And next thing you know, the other team would come back and they got beat like 6-5 or something, 7-6 or something. And so I said, you know what? When you're in the playoffs and you're deep in the playoffs, you got to keep your starters out there because the other team's quality. Once they get hot and momentum changes, you could have a 5 or 6 run lead could disappear in a hurry. So
1 inning.
Yeah, and I didn't want to take any chances. I knew our girls had worked too good, but I worked some kids in the second game on the bases and all. But when it comes to defense, I had to run what I thought was the best defensive lineup back out there.
I got you, Coach.
There was a couple kids that got some at bats and got to run the bases, but for the most part, we left the main 9 or 10, 11 girls that's been playing all year in there.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Coach, we got to look ahead now.
Yeah.
What's next?
So we'll play next Tuesday. Depending on the winner of the Madison County Marist game, they played yesterday and split. Madison won game 1, 3 or 4, 5-0. I can't remember the exact score. And then Marist came back and won game 2. I think Marist hit a home run in the 7th inning to put them up by 1 or 2 and held on. Ended up winning 10-8 or something in the second game. So they'll play again today. If Marist wins, we'll have to go to Marist because we'll both be 1 seeds. If Madison wins, Madison will come to us next Tuesday, so it'll be a 2 out of 3. Which both of those teams they're incredible programs at both places. So it'll be a good, tough test for us. I think it'll be 2 quality teams, trying to get to the Final Four. So I'm excited about it. Our girls are excited. It should be either one that wins will be probably some of the better teams we've seen all year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You make it to the 3rd round. I mean, you facing some stiff competition. So it'll be 2 number 1s.
Right. If Marist wins, Madison's actually the number 2 seed coming out of their region.
Okay.
So, but they play in a really tough region, so they could have very easily been the 1 seed. I think Flowery Branch ended up the 1 seed in that region, and actually Flowery Branch got beat. So they're actually out now. So they're 1 seeds out, and Madison's still in. So, but now we've played Madison a lot over the years. We played them last year in the 2nd round. We played them the year before in Columbus. We played them a year before that in 17 in Columbus and beat them. So they're a lot like us. Their program's a lot like ours. they're usually there late in the season, and they've always got great kids, and they never really rebuild. They kind of reload every year, and kids step in. They do a great job over there.
Yeah. So do y'all, Coach. Hey, we
Thank you.
appreciate what you do for these young ladies, for building up the program, what you do for the community, what you do for the Raiders. And we're going to leave you with some great footage, some highlights from the 2 games. Enjoy.